Kevin, I understand that you recently saw the LOTR MMO, or to use a slightly less brief phrasing, the Lord of the Rings Online MMO.
I did. I saw Lord of the Rings Online, the upcoming expansion, which is called Riders of Rohan. And actually, it was a really long conversation that I had with the folks at Turbine, so I'll try not to bore everybody with all the details and the ins and outs and whatnot. But what they're doing is they're bringing the Rohirrim into the world.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things about that, first of all, the world itself is expanding.
Okay.
You've got East Rohan, so West Rohan won't be there. So you'll be missing a lot of the things that happen in that general region. But East Rohan will be there, and one of the biggest things that comes with that is the mounted combat.
Okay.
So now you'll be able to jump on top of a horse, ride around, do your stuff like that. It's still class specific. So all the stuff that you're doing will more or less be horseback versions of the stuff that you already sort of do.
Okay.
But when you jump onto horseback, when you're Rohan, you'll be able to take part in the combat like that. Mm-hmm. You can still take your mount into other areas, but you won't be able to take part in mounted combat outside of Rohan.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it's all going to be about the speed. It's going to have the feeling of, you're not Gandalf on horseback. You're not going to be that super fast, but they want to give you a sense of like charging at the enemy, of being in control and having a lot more freedom of movement than you're used to having.
Okay.
So that's one of the biggest things. There are also a lot of visual developments that they're putting in there. Improvements like better water.
That's always important.
It is. They've also got new tree technology, which sounds like a ridiculous thing when I actually say that out loud.
Literally twice as many leaves.
But they did show some really impressive stuff, like these willows that just were incredibly lush and gorgeous, and they're adding things like volumetric lighting. So of course now you're going to be able to go into places like the places where the Ents live. And you'll be able to go through forest and you see this beautiful lighting coming through the canopy above, and the whole thing is it's just coming together really well.
So when you say they have new tree technology, you don't just mean they have Ents now.
No. Although we did joke around a little bit about maybe there could be playable Ents, but I'm pretty sure that couldn't be done in real time. But the whole thing is looking really good. They're adding also another great new feature that they're adding is this idea that you'll have daily quests as a solo player. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't necessarily like to do the raiding to keep the end game going. So you're actually going to have sort of a little village that you have to upgrade. And the way you do that and just bring it from the ashes and build it back up. And the way you do that is to perform your daily quest. Okay. And that's going to be a solo quest that you perform. And then every day as you continue to go through those quests, you'll visually see the results. Okay. And that part sounds super, super interesting. So I'm looking forward to playing the expansion. And
now,
look at me blankly.
No, just one last question for you. How does this fit into the player pool? Is this high-level players only, or what?
This will be mostly high-level players only. But obviously they're always looking to do things for new players as well. But most of the people that are playing, I think the new players are going to come in and they're really going to enjoy the visual developments and how pretty that this game looks. And of course it's got all the same, the same content as before, from the Shire to the Mines of Moria and everything beyond that as well. But this does seem to be a little more directed at people that are already into the game and just want to continue with the story, because the story is continuing. They're getting to exciting parts. The Fellowship is about to break up. You're going to see some death.
Oh, no.
You're going to see Sam and Frodo take off on their own. So these are some of the events that you'll actually see in the next expansion. So exciting times for that group.
All right, sounds good. When is it coming out?
It's coming out this fall. I think in September.
Cool. Thank you, Kevin.
Sure.